You don't have to give, but nothing's free. The talk shows that don't ask for any money are bankrolled. They get a salary from advertisers, but directly from their employer. A lot of them make millions of dollars. A lot of them make hundreds of thousands of dollars. This talk show host doesn't make any money. I have no salary coming in whatsoever. So if you hear those ads asking for a donation or to sign up to become a monthly member, don't cringe and don't tune it out, please. I could definitely use your support. And I tell you, America needs this. America needs programs like this, more of it, because I really feel like people become desensitized to the news every day. And I look for angles to talk about it, real ways to be able to communicate it to where the layperson can understand it and really get the essence of what the story is, and from a conservative point of view. And it is a labor of love. That's right. It's a labor of love, but it's for the right reasons. It's not to get rich. And unfortunately, there are folks out there that's what their agenda is. Mine's not. We're happy if we can pay some bills around here. The internet bill, the location of where we have our studio, to pay our rent here. We're not even close to paying the internet bill. Seriously. I mean, that's, high-speed internet is $100 plus. We got $1 here, $25 there, $10 here, but we don't even pay the internet bill right now, monthly. So if that just tells you something, so when we come out in the air and ask you to sign up for $1 or $10, it will help greatly. And as we're looking into 2018, we have some ambitious plans to be able to present for the people to other radio stations that have not heard us. And it's a lot of places, but ads cost a lot of money. $500 for a small ad and over $1,000 for an ad that can be seen without a magnifying glass in Radio World and some other broadcasting magazines. But we need, your financial support to make that happen. Luckily, I do voiceovers and make money to be able to keep my family fed and to able to meet these bills. But I got to tell you, it's taxing. It's very taxing to do it, and it would be encouraging to me if I did have some supporters that could write a check or give a little bit above and beyond, maybe this month and next month. Maybe if you give 10, maybe you can give 20. Just a suggestion. Maybe you give $1, maybe you can give $2 a month. Maybe you can up your giving, but you can do that at forthepeopleshow.com on our website. And certainly anything that you can do would go a long way. And we certainly could take that little and stretch it out as much as possible. But this is like one of the aspects that I got to tell you, it's a little daunting for me to be able to be this transparent with you, especially when it comes to our financials and what we do, because, for years, I did shows for the big guys. I did shows for Clear Channel. I did shows for Bot Radio Network out of Memphis and Salem Communications, a big stint that I had here in Tampa for many years, doing an afternoon drive show program, and did a morning show for many, many years. But I got a really good paycheck from Salem. I don't make that kind of money. And again, there's none of these stations giving me cash to be on the station. They air the show because they know that we love this country. They know that this is alternative. This is not what you're going to get on the mainstream media dials. And they know that we're conservative, we're family friendly, and, people like the show. It's marketable. People listen, they tune in. We have great ratings. Wherever we are, people listen to it. People are talking about it. People are sharing it. People are involved, and we're thrilled. We need more people, not just to listen, but to support. We know we have a listener base, and we appreciate everybody that tunes in. But if everybody that tuned in would just give something, we would have zero issues with paying the internet bill or our rent here, or if something breaks in the studio, to actually pay for it. But that's where the money goes toward. And for advertising, that's in addition to. So what do we need? If somebody could meet the need, an ad would be $1,500 for a big ad for artwork, and then ran, for one of the big magazines. That would be huge. If you could give that $1,500 one shot at forthepeopleshow.com, that would be terrific if you're able to do that. Believe it or not, some people can. But whatever it is that you can do more and get behind the show. I need your help, folks. I could not continue doing this alone. So occasionally we have to spend the airtime to kind of educate a little bit. In case you're new to the show, when I say listener support, you might hear ads, but this is, these are not, the ads are our coffee mug, and the other stuff comes from the news, that's ran, and that's it. But we don't make any money. The MyPillow deal, that we might make some money off MyPillow if we can ever get a promo code. They've sent us some pillows, and we've left messages. We're playing phone tag. And that could be a little something, but again, there's only so many pillows you can sell at the end of the day. So we might make a few bucks per pillow until people get burned out from MyPillow. But I love the company and what they do. Mike Lindell has got a great success story on what he does. But anyway, enough said. If you could do something to help us and our cause here, forthepeopleshow.com. forthepeopleshow.com. Thank you very much. All right, back to the Roy Moore deal. There's been a lot said about Roy Moore. And unfortunately, a lot of it has not been good. Sexual allegations. I mean, you thought maybe weeks ago that he's been out because the GOP wrote him off. They weren't giving any money. Mitch said, this guy needs to get out, called for his head. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a statement at that time, several weeks ago, the president also believes that if these allegations are true, Judge Moore will do the right thing and step aside. Well, there has been an about face. How did the GOP leaders flip back to Moore's direction in just 3 weeks? It's a question that a lot of people across the country are asking. It's a good question. The home stretch before the December 12th special election. 9 women have accused Moore of sexual misconduct of dating them while they were teenagers, one as young as 14. Many in the Republican Party were appalled by these women's accounts and hoped to force Moore out of the race, but he owed nothing to the establishment that opposed him in the primary, and once the race against Democrat Doug Jones became more combative, Republicans began to worry about losing what should be incredibly safe seat. And basically, in effect, Moore's strategy of denial and delays worked. The allegations that seemed shocking and beyond the pale when they first surfaced gradually became part of the political background noise. Moore dismissed the actions, continues to dismiss the actions. The attacks against the Washington Post. You're carrying some of the stories that questioned him and why it took nearly 4 decades for their accounts to surface. When John Conyers, Al Franken faced their own sexual misconduct and allegations, the atmosphere suitably shifted. And this was no longer pretty much an exclusive Republican problem. So maybe some of that in the atmosphere freed some of this up so Roy Moore could concentrate on just winning. And why was it? Because that's what the GOP strategy is. Not a surprise. They want to win. I don't blame them for wanting to win. But something inside of me is a little sickened. And that is that I believe that all these accounts against Roy Moore, all of them, I don't believe are all inaccurate. Now, it did happen a long time ago. It does make some people wonder why it is that they have waited so long. But that's not just in politics. This has happened in Hollywood. This has happened on Main Street. on Wall Street. A lot of people are just too embarrassed to come out and say anything. And I just can't believe that all of these women that have come to put their reputation on the line and public ridicule are all lying. It just makes me a little uneasy. And then a lot of people, oh, shucks, it happened a long time ago. Give the guy a break. I want to win. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes winning at any cost. What does the Bible say? How does it put it? The man gain the whole world and yet forfeit his soul. I pray for Judge Moore. I pray that ultimately the truth comes out. Well, the Bible says the truth will set you free. The about face is about winning, folks. That's the takeaway here. It's about winning. And I want to win. I believe in conservative values, but if conservative values mean possibly doing what he's been accused of, that's not the conservative values that I stand for. Wink, wink. All right. So people might say the same thing about Donald Trump and his past, things that he's been accused of, things that he has said on tape, things that we've heard audibly. Jerry Falwell, the president of Liberty University, forgave him. Very successful evangelical, obviously. Most successful evangelical university in the country. Sided with him. Pat Robertson endorsed him. Endorsed by a lot of evangelicals. Because they said, we're not putting a pastor or a father or a priest or an evangelist into the position. We're voting for him to get the job done. We believe he's the best man suited for the job. If Roy Moore is supposed to be in the Senate position, then let it be. But I am not selling out as one American for this man. And I'm not covering for him. But it is an unusual turn of events because no matter how bad the posts were or any of these salacious stories that came out about Roy Moore, he's winning. And the GOP needs a win. Alabama is needing a win. They don't want a liberal running the state. So I think that people are going to go to the polls and they're going to bite their lip. And a lot of people did bite their lip for Donald Trump. A lot of women did. And I think this is going to be the case. The lesser of two evils. We want a flaming liberal. A lot of people say he's a good man, the opposition. But, you know, again, it's just sad that we don't have better choices with people with their conducts in their personal business. It's sad. But apparently this happens more often than not. These particulars that go on in our country. I feel bad for people that have been abused and have been used and are brushed off and told that they're nut jobs or that their story doesn't matter. But to them, it does matter. Should we just ignore all of them that have these stories? Should people just get away with anything? I hope to God that from now on, that if something does happen to anybody sexually, they feel like they were mistreated or something like that, they come out. Whether it's anonymous, which you can do that. You can call the police. You can go to anonymous. You can call a toll-free number. So something is in the file against that individual. But that's where my mindset is about, you know, folks that legitimately had something happen to them. Corey Feldman, by the way, the actor, he